For most of history, waiting was an unavoidable part of life. You stood on a train platform, surrounded by people, and you waited. Getting a hot meal, sending a package, or buying a ticket meant standing in a line. Everyone had to exercise the same amount of patience. You stared at the back of the head in front of you, you checked your watch, you waited for the clerk. In these moments, time was spent uniformly. Whether you were wealthy or broke, you stood in the same queue, because there simply was no faster alternative. Now, imagine you are standing in an airport. Your flight boards in 30 minutes, and you are surrounded by anxious travelers slowly shuffling their feet. Then you look over and see a second lane. It is moving smoothly, and the floor space is almost entirely empty. A sign overhead reads, "Priority boarding." Suddenly, you realize you can skip the anxiety of the crowd if you pay an extra fee. The airline did not speed up the security checks or fly the plane any faster. They simply created a mechanism for you to bypass the delay. Across the modern economy, companies have learned how to take one of the most universal frustrations in daily life and turn it into a highly lucrative revenue stream. This starts by taking a single service, like a roller coaster at a theme park, and segmenting the people who want to ride it into standard and premium tiers. Any physical bottleneck introduces scarcity. When hundreds of visitors arrive at an attraction that can only seat 20 people at a time, access to that ride becomes a highly limited resource. That limitation creates friction, which gives the company immense pricing power. They do not need to build a second multi-million-dollar roller coaster. They just charge a toll to filter a few people into a faster lane. In these environments, the product being sold is no longer the physical experience of the ride. You are buying the ability to walk past everyone else. The reason we willingly hand over money for this access comes down to how we value our time. Economists call this opportunity cost. We are deeply uncomfortable with uncertainty. Staring at an undefined wait of an hour or more creates anxiety, making a clearly defined $30 fee look like a rational, appealing escape. Add emotional distress to the equation, and that perceived cost skyrockets. 10 minutes sitting in a calm waiting room feels entirely different than 10 minutes sitting in an emergency room, worried about a family member. Because true cost is everything else you could be doing. If you are standing in a queue for 2 hours, you are not working. You are missing deadlines, losing productivity, or giving up an evening with your friends. When you hand over your credit card, you are not evaluating the purchase as an upgrade to your ticket. You are paying to buy your way out of a stressful, frustrating state of mind. This logic scales far beyond physical bottlenecks. It works just as effectively in digital spaces, where the queues are completely invisible to the consumer. Contact a software company for technical support, and you are placed into a digital line. But if your organization pays for a premium subscription, you are routed directly to a dedicated account manager for a faster resolution. For businesses, these invisible queues carry severe financial stakes. When a critical system goes down, every hour spent waiting for a reply translates directly to lost clients and lost revenue. Some digital platforms actually reverse this dynamic. Streaming services will hold back a highly anticipated season finale, releasing it at a scheduled time to deliberately manufacture anticipation rather than frustration. In the digital landscape, companies are no longer managing physical space or steel roller coasters. The scarce resource they are trying to capture is human attention. Whether a company is mitigating expensive downtime for a corporation or building cultural hype for a television show, managing and selling time is a universal tool across all industries. If companies can profit so heavily from our impatience, we have to ask a difficult question. Do they benefit from letting standard wait times get worse? Often these systems genuinely exist to manage flow. When thousands of people try to access a network or a hospital at the exact same moment, demand simply exceeds structural capacity. Triage and scheduling are necessary, but a systemic tension remains. If a business admits too many premium users into the fast lane, the standard experience inevitably degrades and grinds to a halt for everyone else. This creates a serious ethical dilemma. We have to wonder if these businesses are offering a helpful convenience, or if they are building a society where time itself is treated as a privilege, reserved only for those who can afford it. The modern economy is highly effective at finding previously invisible forms of value, like convenience and speed, and attaching a price tag to them. The next time you find yourself at the back of a slow-moving line and you see an offer to skip ahead, take a moment to look at how the system is designed. businesses realized they can sell you something far more valuable than a physical good. They are monetizing a human resource that can never be replenished. When you pay for priority access, you are not really buying speed. You are purchasing a fraction of your own finite life.